The unfolding saga surrounding Prince Harry's denied request for enhanced security in the United States offers a compelling case study in the intricate interplay of public image, international relations, and the potential pitfalls of navigating power structures with a perceived sense of entitlement. In a dramatic development that has sent shockwaves through royal watchers worldwide, Prince Harry reportedly stormed out of a U.S. courthouse after an incensed judge ordered the seizure of his security detail following what court observers described as a display of unprecedented arrogance. Once a celebrated member of the British royal family, now a high-profile resident of California, Harry finds himself in the unusual position of lacking the enhanced security protection he actively sought, a situation stemming not from ineligibility, but from a confluence of factors largely attributed to his own conduct and the perceived attitude of his wife, Meghan Markle. The narrative is a complex tapestry woven from threads of perceived arrogance, public criticism, a fundamental misunderstanding of the American security apparatus, strategic communication failures, and a consistent pattern of behavior that has alienated both British and American institutions. This story transcends mere celebrity gossip. It offers a valuable lesson in the delicate dance between personal ambition, public image, and the realities of navigating complex institutional relationships. The initial friction point can be traced back to Harry's legal efforts to regain UK police protection. In court documents and subsequent interviews, he reportedly made unfavorable comparisons between US private security options and his former royal protection detail, implying a perceived inadequacy and a lack of the authority and resources he was accustomed to in the UK. This seemingly innocuous comparison, however, struck a discordant note within US security circles. The act of publicly criticizing the very agencies responsible for one's safety, particularly for someone of Harry's global prominence, proved inherently risky and strategically unwise. Sources close to the situation suggest this criticism wasn't solely Harry's initiative but rather a reflection of a broader strategy championed by Markle, one that prioritized a particular narrative over the cultivation of positive working relationships. This incident, however, wasn't an isolated occurrence. From their arrival in the U.S., the couple's interactions with American institutions have been characterized by what insiders describe as manipulative behavior and a dismissiveness of established protocols. Reports from within the Department of Homeland Security detail aggressive demand from Markle's legal team during negotiations for special security privileges, demands reportedly exceeding protocols typically reserved for diplomatic figures and delivered with a perceived air of entitlement. The situation reached a critical juncture with alleged strategic leaks to American media outlets. Markle's media team supposedly released details of their security frustrations, portraying U.S. agencies as unreliable and incapable of meeting their needs. This public airing of grievances, emanating from a couple who frequently espouse themes of gratitude and public service, was perceived as deeply hypocritical and strategically damaging. The decision to publicly criticize the agencies responsible for their safety, rather than engaging in private diplomacy, proved to be a crucial miscalculation. The parallel with the Sussexes' strained relationship with the British royal family is striking. Just as accusations of mistreatment strained their ties with the monarchy, their confrontational approach in the U.S. has resulted in similar consequences. The core issue isn't their status or celebrity. It's their approach to navigating relationships with power structures. Markle's apparent penchant for transforming private negotiations into public spectacles and diplomacy into carefully orchestrated performances has created a climate of distrust and animosity. This pattern of behavior, consistently applied across both British and American contexts, has yielded predictable results: the erosion of trust and the closing of doors. The consistent narrative of victimhood, coupled with public accusations and strategic leaks, has undermined attempts to build constructive relationships with key institutions. The ultimate outcome is a sobering reality. Prince Harry, one of the most recognizable figures in the world, finds himself without the government-backed protection he sought, not because he was ineligible, but because he and his wife, through a series of perceived missteps and strategic miscalculations, effectively burned bridges. The courtroom confrontation that led to the judge's dramatic decision was reportedly triggered by Harry's visible frustration with proceedings. Witnesses described his demeanor as increasingly agitated, before he abruptly stood and exited the courtroom, ignoring judicial protocols, an action that prompted the judge's immediate revocation of his security privileges. The irony is profound. The very privilege and position that once afforded them unparalleled security has been compromised by their own actions, highlighting the delicate balance between public image, personal ambition, and the realities of navigating complex institutional relationships. This case serves as a potent reminder that even the most privileged individuals are not immune to the consequences of their choices, and that strategic communication and respectful engagement are crucial for building and maintaining positive relationships with powerful institutions. The narrative underscores the importance of understanding the nuances of different cultural and political contexts and the potential for miscommunication